Hello there, you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all start coming in. I was gonna do a pre-recorded video. I was like, I don't feel like editing no video. I'm gonna get on for about an hour and then wait on my food to finish because I am so hungry. I've been waiting to get home all day to make my habanero roast, and it's smelling so good up in there. Hey, Tyranny, I've been intending to call you back. I've been so busy. I've been having to still making up work for my one of my classes. That's the theater class. We have to look at all those plays, and I'm like, Lord, am I gonna ever get finished looking at all those plays so that I can write a report on them? It just sucks so bad. Hey, Miss Muffin, how is everybody doing tonight? Yeah, it started raining. Well, it got when I was on my way home, it got dark, and I think it's raining out there. Ooh, and I love it when it rains. That's why I was like, I'm gonna be on for like an hour or so, get off and look at a movie, eat my roast, my habanero roast. That's the I love their habanero roast. Hey, Jocelyn, how is everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody is doing good tonight. Hey, Imperfect Angel, little Miss Muffin. I hope y'all doing good. We're going to talk about Glorilla, and then we're going to talk about Candy Burruss. Did she lose big in her divorce, y'all? I'm starting to hear rumors. Well, a lot of the bloggers got the paperwork. Okay. Candy talked about it a little bit, about she talked about some of the money that she has to pay Todd out. Okay. And when she talks about it, her voice sort of cracks. So I you could tell that she's hurt. And I think she's more so hurt because I think with Candy, her family probably told her, not to do. But she said her family has been supportive. Nobody has been saying I told you so. They stayed married for 10 years, So do y'all think he was entitled to some? He said that they did businesses together, and it was he helped her to make more money when they got married. So is he entitled, okay, to some of her money? Okay, but the first thing is first, okay. The rumor is out there that Glorilla is pregnant. Okay, we've been seeing that Glorilla has been courtside, booed up with her boo, the young and handsome basketball star with the Toronto Raptors. Okay, and she's come a long way from North Memphis. Okay, and going without eating. Okay, um, listen, hey. I have to say, you don't hear me talk bad about Glorilla because when I see that these young women, I'm one of those Memphians. I'm kind of rare. I'm one of the rare ones in Memphis, okay? Um, I a lot of these when I see these young ladies um come from nothing, and I see I see that she's kind of making good choices. Well, now let me not say that because I don't know the young man. Let me just say this: she's in a better position with him because at least we know that he is making a lot of money. We know that Gotti has her in a real bad contracts. Okay, so I don't really know what she's getting from her talent. Okay, but the rumor is that she's pregnant. Okay, and hey, you've been hearing a lot of. I'm gonna pull it up a lot of different vlogs talk about it. And when I looked at her, okay, she kind of looked like she is. She kind of looked like she is. I don't know though. Okay. Hold on one second, you all. Let's pull it up. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Um, according to Media Takeout, okay, it says, is there something in the water? Glorilla reportedly pregnant when NBA star Brandon Ingram's baby. Media Takeout has some absolute scorching tea that's going to have the rap world and the NBA doing a double take. We are the first to tell you that Lotto was carrying a mini Savage, and it looks like her wannabe collaborator is joining the Mummy Club too. Our high level insiders at CMG are whispering that Memphis finest Glorilla is officially expecting her first child, and the father is none other than her NBA superstar boyfriend, Brandon. We've been watching Big Glow and the Toronto Raptors forward get cozy since they first hard launched their relationship in 2025. From Cabo nightclub dates to Glow sitting courtside at almost every Raptors game, these two have been inseparable. But lately, fans have noticed that the Yeah Glow rapper has been moving a little differently. During her most recent public appearance on March 22nd, social media went into a tailspin over what looked like a rounded belly. Okay, so check this out. Okay, she was on Twitter. And like I said, when it kind of looked like it to me. I don't know though. I don't know. It is looking kind of round up there. I don't know. It kind of looked like she could be carrying. It looks like it to me. Okay. It looks like it could be true to me. Okay. It looks like it to me. But as women, with our hormones, it could have been that time of the month. Your belly kind of swell, right? When you're on your period. We have months when we're bloated, when we eat the wrong foods, or we swell, when we're tired. So I don't know. I do know that when you're on, your stomach will swell and your breast will swell too. So it could be that time of the month, or it could be she's pregnant. Okay. So one thing for sure on situations like that, stuff like that you can't hide. Okay. Because if there's a baby in there, it's gonna have to come out. Okay. It gets bigger and everything. Hey, Miss Ashley. Hey, on one we go. Hey, Angel. So hey, I will see, if so, congratulations to Glow. At least she didn't go and get a bomb. All right. That is to be commended. All right. She didn't go and get a bomb. Somebody that was looking in her face, wanted to live off of her. Okay. So at least she's put herself and the baby in a good position. All right. And I ain't mad about that. So I guess we on baby bump watch because it seems like it happens in threes. Lotto, whatever her name, she's pregnant. They're talking about she's pregnant by the married man. Okay, she's pregnant by the married man. They say he ain't had no hits, and so maybe her being pregnant. That not this I heard some bloggers say. Actually, Tasha K, her being pregnant by him might help the career because when she announced her pregnancy, he's still married. His wife liked the picture, okay, and that could have been a condescending type thing because as women we do stuff like that, okay. I remember this guy I used to date. He would post certain things, or I would go and go down his timeline and look at pictures. Like I would sometimes I go down his timeline, look at pictures. And a lot of times when they have those, especially like on Facebook or something like that, they have those old pictures like of women they used to be with, their ex-girlfriends, or hooked up with some woman from years ago, right? They be forgetting. Maybe they forgot about the pictures. I don't know. But y'all know, as women, we're very nosy, okay? So I would go down his timeline sometime. I would see something, and I remember I saw this picture of him like from years prior with his ex-girlfriend. I liked the picture. I ain't say nothing to him. I just liked the picture because I knew he was gonna get the notification. Okay. And so sure enough, he called me, "Why did you like that picture?" I forgot that picture. Do you see how old that picture is? I said, it's a cute picture. That's why I liked it. I mean, I liked it. I knew he was gonna get the notification, and guess what? The picture disappeared. Okay. So it could have been a she could have been letting them know, look, I see you. Okay, I see it. I see you. Y'all know I'm sarcastic like that. As women, we petty. All right. So, hey, what does Lotto do? Is she a singer or something? I ain't never said, I remember she was going with Quavo. But what does she do? Is she like a singer or actress or something like that? I don't know nothing she do. I know, so petty. I know I could be so freaking petty. I could be so freaking petty. But I sure did. And that's what his wife did. She liked the picture. And a lot of people are so out of touch. They're like, well, she liked the picture because maybe she's saying she's okay with it. I don't know about that. She could be liking the picture to let it be known, bitch, I see you. Okay. Because she liked the picture. Guess what Lotto gonna do? Okay, she gonna let 21 Savage know that his wife liked the picture. And I don't get it. Why are these women, folks don't have no shame in their game anymore? Like it is really so sad. What is going on that these women are just carrying on relationships openly with married men? They're not making the men. I mean, first of all, you shouldn't even have to make a man get divorced. First of all, he ought to be divorced before he ever even stepped to you. I don't think you should even let a man into your energy, because when they get to talking about we've been separated for 15 years, that's a damn red flag, right? How come you've been separated from a woman for 15 years and you have not divorced her? It's something wrong with that. And so I'm thinking about Clarissa and Papoose. Clarissa is walking around here talking about she engaged to a married man. Y'all, you could tell like all of the mothers of the church have passed on. Like it is just a totally new. Be quiet, Remy. It is like a new dynamic going on. Hold on, must be going on something going on my roast, because Remy always get the barking when something going on. Hold on. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry about that. I'm back. That habanero, I put 2 habaneros in there this time. It's that thing lit up, but it's good though. But I'll just make sure I keep one in there from now on. But what is going on today? I'm thinking about Clarissa and Papoose. Well, Clarissa is openly bragging about being engaged to a married man. And no red flags have been raised to Clarissa. It's something wrong with that. But my point is, it is something definitely off balance because these days, they try to say, well, the new generation has evolved. No, it's totally disrespectful. These women are not being taught that you don't date a married man, right? And so now the logic is, um, he got a responsibility to his wife. No, you have a responsibility to yourself. Why would you want to date a man that is tied to legally bound to another woman? Okay, you see women that date men for 25 years and they've been separated from their wives for 30 years. As soon as he died, the wife get the Social Security. Now he done been sick. And the wife will let the girlfriend pay for the funeral. And then she'll turn around and tell the girlfriend, you can't come to the funeral. If he's in the hospital, even if he's been living with this woman, the wife come in and say the girlfriend is not allowed in this room because as his wife, she can do that. Okay. Okay. I don't care how many kids you got with him. You can't come to the funeral and those kids can't come neither. The wife gets everything. The Social Security. So why would you tie yourself to somebody who's legally bound to another woman? Okay. And so, like I said, it's unfortunate that a lot of these women are doing that. Because even if a person says that, well, I'm gonna divorce, they could change their mind. They could change their minds. So my former neighbor's ex-wife would not sign the divorce papers because she did not want him to move on. The courts had to grant him a divorce. Right. If these men really wanted to get a divorce, all they can go and get a divorce. Okay. They can go and get a divorce. They get to talking about, well, I ain't got the money to file. I think to get a divorce, oftentimes it's under $1,200. Okay. So oftentimes it's under 1,200. If that Negro ain't got $1,200, I don't know what you be wanting to lay up with something like that for, anyways. Okay. If he ain't got 12 and he ain't got no hustle in him to go and get 12, I wouldn't even want him. Okay. So, anyways, how do I cook? Okay, so I get go get habaneros. This time I put 2 in there. It's real spicy. I take garlic and chop up fresh garlic, olive oil, chop up the 2 habaneros. I chop up 1 onion. I chop up 2 celeries. I chop up carrots. And I put all of that goodness in the pot together first. And then I take my roast beef and cut it up into cubes. I take my roast beef and cut it up into cubes. I dice it up. I season it really good. Of course, I use all the seasoning, the good seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, sazon, slap your mama seasoning, the hot blend. I like to use Italian seasoning, and I got some that Dano seasoning in there. And then I use beef broth, and I season it with the Lipton onion soup. Okay. And then after it cooks, I'll take a little bit of flour and put it in there just to thicken it up. And I put some little small mini corn on the cob, sweet corn on the cob in there. And I put some just a couple of potatoes in there. And this thing is good too. Well, if it's in it right, he could take his private insurance and will it to his wife. But I think now on a job, because that happened with FedEx, even if he wills it to somebody else, if he, he's still married, he might croak. And I ain't talking about no burial. Put burial on him, but don't be getting no ideas either. Because now people get put insurance on folks, and then they get mad. They get when they be quiet, be quiet, and then when they get mad, they get think about I got insurance on him anyway. I just kill him. Folks are unstable now, so you have to know what you're dealing with. One thing for sure, that pot roast right there gonna clear out your sinuses, because those two habanero peppers is, oh, it ain't just it. I mean, it ain't. You can still taste the flavoring and stuff, but now some people cook food and it be more hot than seasoned, but it's spicy, but it's good. Mm-hmm. Remy looking at, they say Clarissa is slow. That's not hard to believe, because I kind of watch her. Some of the things that she does and stuff, it makes me think it's some a little all. They say all women crazy. See, my craziness, I'm a little kooky. Y'all know how I be getting mad and I fly off and stuff. Y'all know I be getting my temper. Okay, that comes from just know most women are spoiled. We get mad and we just fly off, and then we be okay after that. Clarissa's, but Clarissa's is different. See, I'm not off. I'm on. I'm just crazy. I'm just a little crazy, a little kooky. But it's a difference in being kooky and being. And see, here's the thing, folks. First thing people gonna say, well, she ain't slow. She making some money. It's a damn shame people they omit any and everything as long as somebody making some damn money. That's how you know when somebody ain't got shit. Okay. Because they omit any and everything as long as the person is making some type of money. Yes, Clarissa is making money. I'm happy that Clarissa is making money. And I'm sure Papoose is happy and Remy is happy too. Okay. Because why else would a woman who claims she can't stand her husband pull back a divorce petition? Okay. Now, here's the thing that happens now. People try to say that women are bitter, they have questions about everything. Oh, she just that's how they try to make women let their guards down. Oh, she just bitter. That's not true. Number one, it's something wrong with a person that would say that about me. Oh, That's the reason why I had a woman call me. I remember one time a lady called me and she was like, I want to hire you because I think my husband is cheating. I said, okay. And I said, do you know who he's? Do you have an idea? Because most women have an idea of who their husband is cheating with. I said, do you have an idea of the woman or man that he's cheating with? She hollered. She said, "What did you say?" I said, "Do you have an idea of the woman or man?" She said, "A man." She hollered. She said, "I ain't thought about no man, but you know what? You might be right. I might need to think about that." I said, "Yeah, because these people would do anything." That's why I started like right towards the end. I started to get more men to come in and hire me. And it kind of changed my insight about things because I was like, dog, it's really a lot of good men out there. They just working hard to provide for these no good women. The women that are no good for them got them. And they've tied them down with a whole lot of damn kids. And these men are so dedicated to working to try to provide. And these women were living good. At one point, I said, I need to start a dating. I need to do a dating app or something because I started to see dog like they would come into the office and they were always nice and handsome and tall and smell good and made a lot of money. I was like, dog, Lord have mercy. No wonder they married. There are women putting them through stuff. I told you about. I had this client. Hold on one second, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to go and turn the roast on off. I was sitting at work today trying to work, and I was like, I am not going to eat nothing. I didn't eat breakfast. I didn't eat nothing. I was like, I want that roast. I want to keep my appetite ready for that habanero roast. And I was supposed to put it on top of some rice, but you don't need no rice. I got all the vegetables in it. He said, y'all don't want the nice men because it's no adventure in it unless you're married. No, that's not true. We won't. That's not true. That's not true. Men don't want decent women. Men don't want decent women. They want whores. They'll go. They want a nice girl, you know, because she's safe. But then they'll mess her over for somebody excuse that's gonna eat their booty. Okay, why you leave your good wife and your kids, your wife that's been there with you, been there for you, helped you to build, raise your kid, help you raise your kids. Just like, man, I got with Bonquisha, she would eat my booty. And don't say it ain't happening. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Mm-mm. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Y'all excuse me for eating my food. I gotta have it. I have not eaten today. Because Gorilla didn't show up to perform at the HBCU Aware Feast. She was on the line. Oh, she looked like she pregnant to me. She could not be, but she kind of looked like it. Because I think about as women when we get pregnant or when we're on our periods, a lot of times we carry the babies right in our breast, her, them breasts sitting up. I'm sure she got breast implants, but it's really sitting up. She's round in the middle. So, because I remember when I first got pregnant with my first baby, everybody be looking. Have you, I, it seemed like my stomach was just flat for a really long time. And it was like one day I woke up, I was like 5 months pregnant, almost 6 months. It's like one day I woke up and I was like, look, I mean, my stomach was just way out there. It was just way out there. So it happens like that sometimes. So at least you got a man. That ain't trying to get her to take care of him. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me now? Okay. I don't know, somebody be messing with my channel. But whoever messing with it, we rebuke him in the name of Jesus, okay? We pray they're gonna have a damn heart attack and die. Okay. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all hit that like button for me, okay? Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. But yeah, so I get that's something that we will see now. If she's pregnant, that's something that that we'll be able to see. But she looks pregnant to me. She does look pregnant to me. Okay. Um, I also, you guys, I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about Candy Burruss of Escape. Now, Candy and Todd settled, and they're saying that he got a $500,000. She's paying him out $500,000. And then he's getting about 6 cars or something like that. And then over like that. So that's got him things want him to put out there. And a lot of people seems to think that she's doing good. I think she's kind of struggling with that. He stayed married to her for 10 years, but just in looking at a lot of their stuff, um it seems to me, um even down through the years, he didn't seem to be that into her like that. It was almost like it was an opportunistic thing for him, okay? Because we saw how her mother and them disrespected him, disrespected his mom, called his mom a whore, talked really bad about his mother and stuff on the show, and he stayed. There is no way in the world I would ever stay with a man and he allows his mother to disrespect me, and then she calls my mama a hoe. Okay. Now, I don't believe in disrespecting nobody's mama, but I would expect for him to have a conversation with his mother and let her know, this is my woman, this is my wife. Mama, you already know that you cannot disrespect my wife and my woman and her mother. That's an absolute no, right? So did all of this happen? And he seemed to have, you could see like that there was some anger and stuff, but he stayed for 10 years. He signed a prenup. She thought it was ironclad. And I'm sure he probably got to talking about some of the things, she made sure she probably in that contract, in that agreement, he probably can't talk about anything that went on between them. I'm sure he cannot talk about any of that. And I'm sure it's a lot of stuff that he saw in 10 years because he was there collecting. He immediately, started using her money to open up businesses so he could come up on something. I ain't saying I'm mad at him, but I always felt like he looked at her as a lick. He was a production assistant. He was working for the show that she was a star of when she got with him. So, hey, you can't be mad at him. I think any struggling man, if they had that 'unfortunately, would jump on that. With Candy, Being a millionaire like she is, you would think that she would have been trying to get with another millionaire. And even then, that ain't safe because what I notice is a lot of men that make a lot of money, they risk they do high risk stuff all of the time. They lose money a lot. You know, they have rich friends to help them to they borrow it and they might luck up and get it back. But a lot of them do a lot of risky stuff all of the time when they stupid. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. So um Candy is saying she's ready to move on and move on with her life. And she says that people think that she's not going through it. I think Candy is a crybaby, so I think she cries. She's just decided not to do it in public this time. They say he's been throwing out hints and stuff about he made good in the divorce settlement and all of that. Hey, I think Candy dropped the ball with that one. You go get a man that don't have anything and he immediately starts using your money, saying, let's go into business together. But they go into business together with her money. So how is that going into business together when it was her money? Okay. But hey, I guess he put the time in, she put the money in. I don't know. Hey, all I can say is, um, and then she opened up the Pandora's box. She said that they did have threesomes. She says that they had threesomes, um, and that's something that they did together. But when he started going behind her back and keeping secrets and having relations with these people, now she says that's when he betrayed the marriage. I don't know how that works because, in my opinion, I think it's something wrong with that. When you, I think it's something wrong with that. Okay, when you open up that Pandora's box and you allow your husband to bring in other women into your or you bring in because he said that it was her idea. You bring other women into your bedroom and then you get mad because now your husband has a taste for other women. I don't get that. You open that door. So hey, that's weird within itself. Y'all, somebody playing with my numbers. Somebody playing with my numbers. What they did was somebody hacked my browser. I don't know if they're doing it through my internet or what. But I think they've hacked my browser. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to do something when I get off of here. But I think it's a damn shame when people are still doing this. I hope whoever it is, I hope they have a motherfucking heart attack and die. Bitch, I hope you die tonight, ho. And I'm putting that into the atmosphere. You motherfuckers been doing this too long. I hope you and your mammy die, bitch. You ain't worthy of living. Okay? You ain't worthy of living, you pitiful. It's a damn shame when you got people that are hackers. And I believe that these are other vloggers that do this because they are pathetic. They want to mess with somebody else's numbers. Bitch, your mama should have swallowed you. That's what your mama should have did. You a good for nothing motherfucker. You useless. You should have been dead, okay? Your mammy should have swallowed you. Okay, your mammy probably don't even like you. That's the reason why you're on here. Your mama probably crazy or something like that and used to beat you and all of that stuff. Okay, and so you keep coming in here fucking with me. I done told y'all about what happens to people that mess with me. I'm just I'm putting it into the atmosphere. I'm sick of these sorry ass motherfuckers, and I bet it's a damn man. It's some emotional instability going on with these sick ass men on YouTube. If you're gonna be a vlogger, get your whole ass on here and vlog. You shouldn't even be worried about another woman. I don't come from a world where men compete with women. It's something wrong with that. Okay? The men that I grew up around, they don't compete with women at all. They might try to compete with another man, but when they are sure about themselves, they stay in their own damn lane. But it's a damn shame when I see, to me, it's kind of pathetic when I see men always trying to compete with me because they feel like I'm a threat. Bitch, I ain't your motherfucking threat. YouTube couldn't pay me the type of money that I make off of here. You motherfuckers, if you look at these motherfuckers that keep shit going, that's always hating on other people, you look at their conditions and you will see why they in the conditions that they in, because they don't know how to blaze their own damn trails. I don't worry about no damn body else. I do my own thing. And so as y'all can see, my life is different because I don't worry about no damn body else. I do my own thing. And so as you can see, my energy is different. How I live is different. Everything that I do is different. Okay? We ain't the same. Okay? But these motherfuckers get on here and they start messing with your stuff. And I'm just looking at my numbers jump. I don't even be on YouTube. I don't do YouTube like I used to. So y'all should see how low that check is. But I still get on here because I enjoy being on here with the people that rock with me. But it's a damn shame when folks sit up and they use their hackers or they learn how, because they've been in these sectors, they learn how to do this shit. And they get their sorry sis asses on here and come and mess with my damn channel. Your motherfucking mammy is a hoe. Okay? Your mammy is a bitch. And I don't like her for giving birth to you. She probably don't like herself for giving birth to you. Okay? Now go on back in the meth house and leave me the hell alone. Okay? Go on back to the meth house. Because if you keep on, you're gonna have some bad luck before this month is over. But whoever it is probably on meth, so they don't know nothing about that. Okay? They don't care nothing about that. The people are real jealous. And they real jealous, they real evil. They be waiting. They be waiting for me to do and say something. They be waiting with their thumb in their mouth and their other finger up in their booty. Ugh, I wonder if she's gonna say something. See, I told y'all she wasn't credible. She said and the word, and she was supposed to say or. That's how pitiful they are. Okay? That's how pitiful they are. It don't make no damn sense. I ain't never seen nothing like this. And it's got to be a mental illness because any coach would tell you, if you think you are in any competition, when you see people racing on the racetrack, they don't look back to see how close somebody is to them. They stay in their own lane and they sprint until they get to the motherfucking finish line. Okay? They ain't looking back. They ain't worried about what the people in the back of them or on the side of them doing. They stay in their lane and they try to reach the finish line because that's the damn goal. These motherfuckers on here is totally sick. I ain't never in my life seen nothing like it before. And I'm serious, I haven't. And it's still like a shock to me because I ain't grew up around people like that. And I grew up in the hood. I know that was a different era, but they didn't do no shit like they wouldn't do no shit like this. That's why it's a shock to me when you see these old motherfuckers on here. Okay. Being messy. It ought to be something else to do. If you're gonna get some money, you don't have to try to make nobody else look bad to get no money. Because you mess around and put your mouth on the wrong person, everything you got going on will crumble. That's why a lot of people can't get ahead. It seems like every time I get a foothold and it just fall through. Things ain't working out for me. I don't have no slow time. You know why? Because I am a prosperous person, and that's because I believe in blessing people. Rather, it's speaking blessings on people, or helping people in any way that I can. That's the type of person I am, and so my life is different. Ain't no motherfucker on here like me, so I don't have no competition. Everybody talk about the same shit. Some people gonna like you. Some people gonna like somebody else. Okay. Some people just ain't gonna never like you. Okay. That's how their mind work. I don't like the sound of her voice. I just don't like her. But those be the ones that can't stay out the damn chat. So it is really something wrong. Okay. And whoever this is, I suggest that you get you some help. What I'm gonna have to do is get me some security. And I don't really be bothered with it because hell, I've been trying to go to school. I've been trying to make up my work. That's the reason why I be taking a couple of days off. I be tired as hell. My theater teacher making me look at 3-4 plays and assignment. I'm like, good God Almighty, and I'm behind like on about 3 more assignments. And in each assignment, it's like 3 to 5 plays that he want us to look at and write a report on. Okay, in my law classes, I ace that. Okay, I ace that because I love learning about that law. So when you don't see me on here, it's because I'm either doing that or doing my schoolwork, trying to catch up on my schoolwork, or I'm resting because I have a job and I have a business. Okay, I get on here because hey, we're gonna build something on here. When I get the time, I'm gonna rebrand this whole thing and really go hard. But I already know at this point I can't do that. Not until I'm almost finished with school. And right before I finish with school, I'm gonna do that. So I got me a new song. I'm gonna do a new look. I'm gonna do a whole lot of things differently. Like I'm getting ready to start doing some stuff differently. But right now, I know that like school is a priority. So when these bitches get on here with the stuff they do, these folks is sick. Well, I'm right her off. Okay, now I'm getting ready to go back to Onan. Okay. I remember Onan said, who's on here? That's when me and D-Mon used to talk all the time. He got on his channel and he says that he was going to either run me off of YouTube or he was going to make me kill myself. Okay. I'm going to run off of YouTube. I'm going to make her kill herself. Where he at? Where he at? The prayers of the righteous avail it much. I remember my mother, who is a praying warrior. And Lord, forgive me for saying I hope somebody mama died, because I don't wish nobody mama died. Lord, forgive me for saying that. I just said that in anger. Whoever this damn fool is, I don't wish your mama died, bitch, but you need to. Okay? And I don't wish it on you. You just need to. But anyways, so my mama went over there and he was on and his voice was changing. You could tell when he was on that stuff. And my mama said, oh, I went over there. She said, I went over there. I looked at that man that's been giving you trouble. She said, he sure got a real bad spirit on him. She said, when I turned on his page, she was like, he was just ranting and you could hear all that evilness. You could just feel all of that evilness. She said, it threw me off balance. She said, all I knew how to do was just go in tongues, speaking in the spiritual realm. She said, that's all I knew how to do. She's like, that's why I'm always careful. My mom is very careful about who she let in her ear gate. And she was like, and then your eye gate. And that's where I get that from. I don't let everybody touch me. She's like, I just went into tongues, speaking in the spiritual realm. And she said, I'm gonna tell you something. Just when he was on, because he had such a bad energy that exuded off of him. She said, but I'm gonna tell you something. She said, when I finished that praying and I finished speaking in tongues and going in the spiritual realm, because my mother saw what I was going through when my daddy was dead, and that bitch wouldn't leave me alone. And you motherfuckers got the nerve to come over here talking about you talking about Onan. I wouldn't give a fuck about Onan. I never said it was true, bitch. I just said, hey, it was reported on the internet. Okay. All right. Chat Town Finest. Okay. And since you want to come over here fucking with me, and that's hey, that's why I said allegedly. And so, but people take every opportunity when they slick hating on you. They want to try to maximize anything that you have going on. I think it's a hater move to try to make people think that you're not credible. Hey, she's not credible. I am. I be peeping little stuff, but hey, I prayed about that too. One thing I do know is that I'm a favor girl. You can't mess with me and God not get you back. I've seen it happen each and every time, not sometimes, but every time. And so my mama said, I went into the spiritual realm. She said, but I'm going to tell you something. She said, after I got through praying, she said, I didn't change his channel. I said, I just started praying with him talking. And she said, it's something about when I got through praying and I came out of the spiritual realm praying on that man messing with you. Because my mama saw what I was going through. I was in a bad way when my dad had first died. Okay. And she said, but I'm going to tell you something. You ain't going to have to worry about him much longer, because she said, after I finished praying, I had a peace to come up over me. And I know God is going to come passing through. He ain't going to be able to constantly harass you like that. You're going to start to see him fall off, and you're going to start to see some of them other folks that he's sending out against you fall off. The girl that he had to come to my studio that was sent me over 500 emails. MPD was able to subpoena Google over 500 emails. Okay, talking about my daddy, your daddy dead because of you, and you this, and you a whore, and lied like I was a dispatcher and I had fucked a whole lot of police officers. Them police officers that I worked with be in this chat most of the time because we're still real cool. It's funny to them because they go, dog, if you was screwing all them police officers, what was we at? How come we didn't get a chance with you? I've always carried myself like a lady, and no bitch will ever take that away from me. Because I've always known my damn value. Okay. But she fell off. She went to jail. And now he's gone to jail. So when he was sitting up saying that he was going to either run me off of YouTube, he said one night her daddy dead. Oh, that man said a whole lot of stuff. But this is the same motherfucking man that y'all was sitting up talking about. Well, don't be saying nothing about his kids. Ain't nobody ever said nothing about his kids other than saying, how come you're not doing shows on your children? You got a son, you got an unsolved murder case. Why did you have your orangutan looking ass on here every night talking about young Dolph and harassing people about young Dolph? And by the way, that shit he was saying was a lie. Okay. The only thing I've ever heard him say that was credible was when he got on here and he brought up Orange Mountain Quit name. He even threw lies in that. Okay. He even threw lies in that. And I think he kind of threw him in the mix because he had heard about him, and then he realized that Orange Mountain Quit and Skull were cool. So, I mean, he didn't know nothing about what was going on for real. He just kind of threw him in because he wanted to throw anybody in the mix that dealt with Skull, he thought. Yeah, I heard that and that's a sad thing. But my point is, this is a man that set up and talk about, they talking about babies. Do y'all know the real reason why that man came at me? Number one, he knew I was credible. I don't mean no harm, and I ain't never tried to toot my own horn. I worked for the police department, okay, for a total of 18 years. I left the police department, went into my own practice of doing investigative work, where I was still doing investigative work for defense attorneys. Sometimes the prosecutor's office would have projects where they hired investigators. Okay, they contracted investigators. And I'm a federal investigator right now. I ain't trying to toot my own horn. These motherfuckers couldn't get the information I got. And I ain't trying to put nobody down, but they can't get what I got. So it kills a lot of them. We got to discredit her. When you finish, you can't get the information I got or get, because you can't touch the people that I know. It's a whole lot of shit that I just couldn't say. Okay. And I know they be coming on here. They want to get me to try to put out shit so that they can eat or something like that. A lot of time, well, you said Gotti was going to get arrested. He ain't arrested. I said, okay. All right. You motherfuckers think I'm gonna mess up my good paying job to try to tell you something just to prove something to a bunch of bitches that's eating out the sewer? Not y'all, okay? Not y'all, not my people, not y'all. I'm talking about these ones that be fucking with me all the time, but not y'all. Don't y'all ever think I'm talking about y'all in my chat. I love y'all so much. I would never throw shots at y'all, okay? But that's what I'm talking about. I done got to be too damn old for people to be insulting my intelligence. Don't you ever think that you can come up in this motherfucker and say, you said God was gonna get arrested. Well, then when he gonna get arrested? Eat the shit out of my ass. That's what you do. Okay. Okay, well, he ain't arrested. Well, maybe he ain't gonna get arrested. Okay. That's how we're gonna leave that and go on with your life. Go make up something. Okay, go. You have to try to get some information some other kind of way. You can't come up in here and try to do me like that, like I'm a damn fool. I ain't no damn child. I know what you be doing. So I see a lot of stuff that people do, and hey, I'm gonna tell you something. I shouldn't be surprised, but sometimes it kind of surprised me a little bit, because I don't bother nobody on here. I've looked at people's channels. Okay. I've looked at folks' channels and I've listened to them, and I knew that they were lying. I knew that they was lying. I was like, oh my God. Lord have mercy. But you'll never see me get on my damn channel. You never, when Onan was over there doing all that damn lying, and God knows he was lying. He was lying about everything. He was you and what's so sad about it is he was talking about Raven so much. What Raven is? Somebody at Raven. Somebody at Raven to get Raven to come up in here. I think I ain't got my Facebook up. Somebody Cypress at Raven to see if she'll come up in here. He was at Raven so much, and he was laying on Raven and her family so much. And you had people that was duplicating that energy, but I mean, you ain't got to be an investigator like me to even say, well, how come he ain't talking about the people that was obvious? You don't really hear him saying nothing about Yo Gotti. Why was he never mentioning Yo Gotti? He didn't say a whole lot about Big Jook. When I would get on here and say something, he would throw a shot at Black Youngster, but the man knew Black Youngster. You motherfuckers is slow. He knew Black Youngster personally. When we did I can go and put the shit out now. When he started messing with me in the beginning, and we started doing research on it. I didn't want to talk about him like that because he got a real bad energy. Okay. He used to be in a damn rap group. And so as soon as I got his name, as Eric gave me his name, Eric the baddest out there. Okay. To catch a predator, Chris Hansen and them use him as they damn investigator. That's my damn friend. He be up in here sometimes. Y'all don't know who he is because he don't use his real name. And so Eric found out. Eric told me it'd be a week. Eric had his name and information within 2 or 3 days. Okay. And gave it to me. We started doing research on him. So when we started doing research on him, we found out he used to be in a rap group. Then the dudes that he was in a rap group with, hush! The dudes that he was in a rap group with, they started doing like promotions and stuff like that. So we started, going, finding old Instagram photos and shit like that. Guess who they in the Instagram photos with? See, I ain't no damn liar. I never saw him in the photos with Yo Gotti, but his motherfucking rap crew and group was. Okay. When Yo Gotti was down there in South Carolina, that's who he locked in with. You didn't hear him talk about Yo Gotti on his show. It would have been obvious. You talking about you trying to solve something. How a damn crackhead gonna solve a murder? He didn't even know enough about it. Other than, maybe, Black Youngster might have told him something. Did you ever hear him talking? He forgot one day and was talking about, y'all got Black Youngster fucked up. Them damn clones over there was scared to say a word. I'm in the bushes listening to him. Black Youngster back. Y'all got Black Youngster fucked up. They scared to call him on that. What you mean? Yeah. I called him on it. So then y'all know what he did in return? Turned around, did a little weak video talking about Black Youngster was a tranny loving this, and that. That's to wrap the people up again. He had a dude from Trula Mafia. The dude was sitting up still in the very folks that killed dog. He's sitting up talking about the Trula Mafia guys, his little nephews. I'm hearing that's the damn dude he sent to my house, but I was gonna blow his ass if I had known. I'd have blew him. I wish I had known. Okay. But he sat up there on his panel. Cypress, what was that damn man's name that lived on the outskirts of Memphis? You sitting up talking about them True Mafia dudes was his little nephews and stuff. He used to be Gotti security, but he fell out with Gotti. But what he do when he got on this panel? He said, yeah, she's sitting up talking about, I can't think of his name, came to the house. If that he had came to the house, that motherfucker would be dead. Yeah. Talking about he used to be Gotti security. He fell out with Gotti, but them True Mafia boys, the very boys that killed Dolph, this is your partner. Sitting up on your damn panel when something with his mama or somebody died, he had them damn fools to send flowers and stuff to him. And I ain't mad about that. But I'm just saying. Okay? That motherfucker knew I knew a lot of shit, and he thought he could bully me up off of here because he felt like she unhinged. She might get mad one day and tell it all. Okay? He wanted his narrative, that bullshit narrative that they was probably paying him to put out. Because what did he do? He never went at CMG like that. He switched in and said Dolph family and Dolph artists. He was going at Dolph family and artists harder than he was the folks that had a history of trying to kill him. And you motherfuckers was following that? And you come into my chat and say that I'm not credible when I led you in the right direction because I knew what was going on and still know. Okay? Some people just like being misled. You don't like my delivery. Okay, stay out my chat. I could be a little kooky sometimes, but you better know, bitch, I can think circles around any motherfucker and I'm sharp. On my worst day, I'm sharp. You can't do what I do and not be. Okay? I fell off a little bit when my daddy died, as far as my mental state. So I was getting on here. Folks like, why are you getting on here? Don't ask people why they do something. Don't try to ask me how I cope. I have to be sharp on my job. I knew I had to be sharp doing them investigations and stuff. Let me get on here and vibe with people, okay? And we just talk about other stuff. We just talk about other stuff. I wasn't trying to be no star. I had a TV show for 12, 13, 14 years, okay? My show was airing from Memphis to up to Little Rock, Arkansas, down to Jackson. And I still been running reruns on that. So I ain't have to try to get on here to be nothing. It was a pre-recorded show. I got on here to interact. That's why when I would get on late. I get to thinking about my dad. Let me jump on. I'm getting on every night. She getting on because of such and such. Y'all didn't know what I was going through and what that bitch was doing to me. I couldn't even get on here and be on my channel without these bottom feeding bitches messing with me. Because I'm going to tell you something. I'm a motherfucking winner. If they had their mind right, they'd have been over in this chat trying to get some damn knowledge instead of hating on me. Because, bitch, if you hurting for some money, I know some of these politicians that could hook your bum ass up with a motherfucking job, but you want to hate on me because that is the mindset of a lot of these damn Memphians. I ain't never tried to block nobody from eating because I could have blocked Onan from eating. When he was over there, when he was getting them 290 some food stamps every month and bragging about how much money he was getting on YouTube, I ain't called the folks on him. I told the Memphis police officers, I'm gonna call the folks. I'm gonna call. Y'all ain't got to do it. I'm gonna call, but I didn't do it. I ain't trying to stop that chick that he was had messing with me. That's got that food. That's getting them food stamps and using her damn food stamps to supply her food truck. I ain't put the feds on her. Okay, I work for the Memphis feds. It wouldn't be nothing for me to contact another agency. I don't rock like that. And that's a felony for real. So when you motherfuckers get through, I got heart. These bitches soulless on here because they broke and bummy and pathetic. Anytime you sit up focused on somebody else looking for a flaw, use a broke bomb. Okay? It's a hit. I forgot I got the Georgia federal entities up in here. Okay. Don't be down there in Georgia stealing no federal dollars, no food stamps, no Medicaid, no nothing. Okay, we got the Georgia folks up in here that that can handle you. But yet and still, I ain't even did nothing. But they come over here fucking with me because people don't like the sun. They don't like my light. I ain't gonna dim my light for nobody. Even at my worst, my light was shining. Okay. And if you can't take my light, you just gonna have to get out of my way because I'm gonna blind you. Cause I ain't never DMing mine. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get ready to turn it up a notch. As soon as I graduate college and I have secured getting into law school in Memphis, it ain't gonna take no time. I mean, this right here ain't nothing. I'm built for this. I'm gonna turn it up even more. Okay. So instead of trying to get at me with hate, you ought to be trying to either get with me or get like me. Cause I used to have a dude, I forget his name. He used to come into my chat. He used to make t-shirts. And I see now a lot of people say it. And he used to put that on t-shirts when I first started doing my TV show. So that had to have been over 10 years ago. He started selling t-shirts in Memphis, saying and the t-shirts would say hating ain't healthy. And I have not seen that dude. I cannot think of his name. I hope he ain't dead. Cause I ain't seen him on Facebook. I ain't seen him in here or nothing. Cause he even started like trying to manage little artists around the city. I forget that guy name. Cause I remember he had an artist and he would reach out to me on Facebook and like, I want you to let him come on your show. And he was like, he would say, what you think I need to do? I remember I said to him, well, the first thing you need to do is tell him to cut his damn fingernails. Ain't no man got no business on long ass nails like that. If you gonna be mentoring him, you need to help him with the grooming policy and shit. Be quiet, Roscoe. But the little boy could sing though. And I told him, when y'all get ready, I'm gonna let him come on. Cause he used to hook me up on them t-shirts now. He will hook me up on them. I can't understand. I can't even think of his first name, y'all. That's how my mind getting that bad. What was his name? His uncle had a printing shop. And so he would sell t-shirts and stuff. He would, God, a lot of my messages from a long time ago, I don't even have them anymore. I don't know how to get back to them in my messenger. Facebook might have deleted them. Do you have to let people know that you ghetto? But anyways, I think that is really sad though. Like the state of older adults, especially on this red app. I mean, before I start scratching and fighting and going back and forth for views and money, I would go work at McDonald's. I would keep my self-respect and my self-dignity and go work at McDonald's. I would. Okay. I think it's sad though. I don't get it. That people feel like they need to beef and go back and forwards to get views, to generate traffic. That means you ain't got no talent. That means you ain't really got no talent. Because it's a plethora, it's an audience for everything. I mean, it's something. It's always something to talk about. Look at, Auntie Fee. She be over there talking about Trump. That's her niche right now. Okay? And she has an audience for that. You got some people that they talk about something else as it relates to politics. There's an audience for everything. You ain't got to hate on nobody. Find your niche and then blaze your own damn trail. Stop worrying about other people, because you mess around and you put your mouth and your bad energy on the wrong person. You'll get off balance and you'll never get right again. You know why? Because God ain't get ready to let you be trying to tear down no person that has already been predestined to win anyways. Yeah, that's Roscoe. I'm so tired of Roscoe. I don't know what to do. I want to say that I want to do something to him, but I don't want to say that on here, child. I don't want the dog people to be at me. The PETA folks. They don't get no whoopings. As y'all can see, they don't get they don't get no discipline. But you know what? I need to send them because they're 2 years old. This would be a good time to put them in obedience school. But you know, I'm trying to figure out how they get the dogs to be obedient in obedience school, and the owner can't get them to be obedient like that. So it makes me think they whipping them, and I don't, you know, I'm not gonna send my dog somewhere for them to be getting beat on, because I think they be beating up on the dogs, and I have a fit if something go on with my puppies. And he be barking like that because that's the one I told y'all. That's the one when he was born, he was slow. I think he was one of the oldest one. He one of the older ones. He was always big, but all of the other dogs they used to scoot, and then after a couple weeks they started walking. He was still scooting, so he was always real slow. You know, he was a slow one. He was always the scary one. He would always go and be want to be up under me. He would always be up under my thigh. He want to always lay up under my thigh. And that's what's wrong with him now. He want to get out so he could be up under me. So because he was a slow baby, because he was so slow, what I used to do is I would pick him up. I got him spoiled. I would pick him up and put him on my shoulder and rock him to sleep like a little baby, because he couldn't run around like the other puppies because he was slow. He was a slow one. Oh Lord, he getting on my nerves so bad. Y'all, those kids. Hold on, let me see some. Okay. Y'all hit the like button. I wish I could find my phone. I can't find my phone. I don't know if nobody even been sending me no cash app, because my cash app is on the phone that I lose all the time. So and then my app is on that phone too, where y'all can call in. So I'm gonna look for that phone tonight if I don't get too sleepy. Because when I get off of here, I'm looking at Harriet Tubman. I like looking at the slave movies. Y'all know, I had a guy tell me that I like to look at slave movies too much. I guess he didn't like being reminded of him being a damn slave, because that's what he is with his. Don't get me started talking about him, because y'all know how I get. I will talk bad about him. Which I ain't got no issues with the guy. Roscoe, be quiet. Be quiet, because if I get up, you know what's gonna happen. Now be quiet. Y'all hit the like button. It's 63 people in here. We was talking about the rumor is that Glorilla is pregnant, and we was talking about Candy marrying a man that didn't have nothing, but he left with everything, child. Um, they said that Candace's husband, when he got with her, he had a girlfriend. And his girlfriend used to give interviews to the vlog because they was living together. And he ended up leaving her for Candy. And I guess she was hurt, but I guess he wanted to turn down the opportunity to be with a millionaire. And she said that Todd would always talk about how Candy was not his type. Short as he is, he was sitting up short. He had the nerve to be talking about somebody, but she could have been lying because she was upset. Yeah, I don't know where I misplaced everything. I have it in my hand. I misplaced it. It's almost like my remote control got legs. I could have my remote in my hand, and then like 3 minutes later, I don't know what happens. And I'm like, I'm not gonna lose my remote because I've ordered so many remotes from off of Amazon because I lose remotes. And what's the sad thing is that I lose them and never find them. And I don't know where they couldn't be nowhere. I don't understand that. It's something ain't right. Just like I just opened up, I made sure I bought a package of 4. I was like, I'm gonna buy a package of 4 because I'm tired of ordering. And I opened it up, had the remote in my hand. Y'all heard me say that I was getting ready to look at Harriet Tubman. I was like, I'm gonna make sure that I keep this remote in my hand. And y'all, I don't know what I did with that remote. I can't find it. Oh, it's something right. But anyways, you guys, what are you all gonna do tonight? I'm happy now. I've eaten my roast, my habanero roast. I put my foot in that roast, and it's so easy to do. And I told y'all I went to Big Star down in Olive Branch, had a sale on meat, and the meat was not expired either, supposedly. And I can't remember the last time I saw a real big roast beef for like the roast beef was like $9 and $10. I got so many. So what I do now is when I make my habanero roast, I cut it up in cubes and put all my vegetables and stuff in there. And all of the chicken wings, the long packages of chicken wings, and I love chicken thighs to grill and the chicken legs to bake and the chicken wings to fry. And the chicken quarters, I got so many of those. All those packages were $5 a piece. And I counted them. In a packet, in the chicken legs, it was like 11 in the package. It was like 5. It was a meat sale. They said they had a big truck come in. They have a 1-day sale. After that, they sell everything off of the truck. I got so much meat. And y'all know I got a new deep freezer because I like to buy. I like sales to stock up on meat and stuff. I like to keep my freezer and stuff filled with fish and all of that. I got me the long packages of big bone buffalo. I might have a fish fry and invite my cousins over or something. Because I'm gonna tell y'all what I did when I was getting ready to run for when I was gonna run for office. I wasn't telling them I was gonna run for the school board, right? But they kind of messed me over. So what I did was I was like, I'm gonna start having fundraisers. So I know somebody that was selling um wine. Okay, they were selling wine. I guess they was getting it discounted from wherever they worked for it. But they was the big bottles of Stella Rosa. She was selling them to me for $4 a bottle. All the different flavors, right? So like every 2 weeks, I was like, well, I know I'm gonna have fundraisers, so I want to make sure I have some nice wine for my guests when they come in and donate. Okay. You get them drunk so they can donate. And I was going buying big boxes. Like I would go and buy like 100 to like $200 worth from her, like every 2 weeks. Cause I was like, I want to have a lot of wine because I'm gonna have several fundraisers, right? And I was gonna have parties so that I can do fundraising. Y'all, I got so much Stella Rosa wine, it don't make no sense. So I said, what I'm gonna do is I was saying that I need to like have my cousins up. They'll drink all my wine up if I run for office again, because I don't think wine expires. Because I probably got about over 100 bottles of Stella Rosa wine because I was buying so much because I thought I was doing the right thing because I wanted to make sure I had enough wine because I was like, I'm gonna have my cousin to work at the bar. I'll give them a glass of wine and then like after, the after party or whatever, they can go to the bar. That's a good way for me to raise money. I don't know why I had my cousin in mind. I guess so she could steal all the damn money from the bar from me. But that's what I was gonna do. And I thought about that. But you know what? I might decide to it's the city elections is coming up. So I might run for one of those positions. I have not made up my mind, but at least I have a lot of wine. I got so much wine in there. Stella, it's all Stella Rosa. I didn't know Stella Rosa had so many flavors. I think she was getting them. She was kind of hooking me up because she was getting them at a discounted price. She was using her discount at work, and then she was selling them to me for $4 a bottle. I'm pretty sure I got over 100 bottles. I think I got about 120 something bottles. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to save them for if I decide to start having some fundraisings. So would y'all come to my fundraiser? Would y'all come to my fundraiser? Where the truth at? I know he in the damn bushes. He said that if I ran for office, he would donate to my campaign. The truth? Are you gonna donate? Are you gonna keep your word? If you think about it now, Stella Rosa is not that expensive because I think Stella Rosa in some stores, if you can get on sale for like $8. At her job, they get a 50% discount on everything. So that's why she hooked me up, you know. Yeah, have y'all seen the movie Harriet Tubman? Yeah, I love that movie so much. I cannot get enough of it. I like the old Harriet Tubman movie from the 70s with Cicely Tyson. That's my favorite one. And I love the one with Cynthia Erivo. The newer one, I like both of them. Those are my movies. I just feel like looking at some something like that tonight. And then I feel like looking at Taken too, because I love that movie. I love looking at those movies where with those CIA agents in them. Cypress at? I thought I saw Cypress in here earlier. Oh. Oh. Be quiet, Roscoe. Anyway, y'all, who is in here? I'm trying to stay on for 2 hours. Y'all got quiet. Y'all see he done started up again. Since he started up again, he really gonna be in timeout now. And I'm mad because I don't know what I just did with my remote. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here because I need to I cooked and I didn't make a whole I don't even think I made enough for tomorrow. I was like, I'm not gonna make a big pot of habanero roast. I wish I had, but I didn't. That roast was so big. She said, that roast was so big, I had to cut it. I cut it in half. And then I started cutting one half of it into cubes and season it really good. It gets done with real fast. I didn't even put half of the stuff I normally put in. I was so hungry. I was like, I'm just seasoning it up really good. I didn't even use all of my seasonings on it. And just make sure I have it right. But that habanero had it. I put 2 habanero peppers in there, and it had it real spicy. And it was really good. Now I want to chill. I think I'm gonna open up a bottle of that wine. I got my moderator some wine, but I didn't get it ain't no Stella Rosa though. I could send y'all a bottle, but I've already sent. Then I would need to send the other ones that I've already sent out a bottle. So I got y'all some more wine. Like for Joy Loves God and them, I like they've been with me all that time. I had gotten them some wine before, so they got 2 bottles of wine. But I guess I could I got all that Stella Rosa wine in there. I could send y'all 2 bottles of wine and just send the other ones some wine too. Another bottle of wine. Anyway, y'all, I got to get off of here. Y'all listen. Make sure y'all get up. Let me show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all this, okay? Y'all hold on. Okay. So in the morning, if you get up at 7 o'clock, y'all join us. That's the number right there to the praying line. If you get on, we're on at 7 o'clock Central Time. Okay. We're on from 7 o'clock a.m. and we're normally off by like 7:05 or 7:10 or no later than 7:15. We're normally off. It's like 15 minutes of prayer when we come into agreement and we're praying. So that's the number right there. And the code is 061043. Okay. That's how you get into the prayer line. The number is 978-890-8900. And what we're doing is we're coming together. We need to be praying more anyways because of this war that's going on. We don't know what these people got in store. Like, we don't really know what these sick folks are doing. And they are absolutely sick. So we definitely need to be praying for sure. And so that's why getting on that prayer line, we come into agreement for some things. It's a young lady that had been getting that gets on with me every single morning. And she told me did a praise report. Last week she's like, I want you to know that those prayers work. The job that she got fired from or something like that, they actually called her back to work last week, and they offer her more money. So praying definitely works. With 2 or 3 agree, God says he'll be in the midst. And what you have to do is, you can't come in there with a covetous spirit or anything like that. Come in there with a spirit of expectancy, okay, and celebration. Expect for God to give you everything that we come into agreement for, and celebrate those who get theirs, even if they get their blessings before you. Expectancy is celebration, is what you come into our prayer line with, okay? Not no demonic spirits, okay? Anyways, you guys, I love you all. I need to find my remote so I can look at I'm getting ready. I got to I need to take a shower. Not because I smell, because baby, I always smell good, but I just love to take a shower. I took one this morning. I like to take one. I love taking showers. And it's gotta be because do y'all get those shower bombs that you put in your shower and let them steam, and then the steam comes up in your nose? Like, I have the lavender, the lemon, all of that. I love the experience of taking a shower or a bath because I like the spa experience. And once I do that, I take my shower and I smell my lavender in the shower. It's going to relax me even more. And I'm going to lay on the couch and go to sleep looking at my movies. I got to be in Orange Mound tomorrow. Well, I probably shouldn't have said that. I ain't going to say why I got to be in Orange Mound. Anyways, you all, listen, I love you all. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe, okay? If you want to support the channel, you can hit up the Cash App. For those of y'all that's been sending me Cash Apps, I ain't seen my phone in 2 weeks. So I hadn't been able to look at my Cash App in 2 weeks. I don't know where it is. But I'm going to find that phone tonight, okay? Y'all be safe. Y'all sleep peacefully. Make sure if y'all get up around 7 o'clock a.m. in the morning, y'all get on that praying line, dial that number, and put that code in. I love you all. Y'all have a good night.